Evening.
First look at the forecast. Let's bring in weather specialist Noor Rafat.
Hey, thanks very much, Matt. Well, we've been seeing significant improvements from this low-pressure system, or the precipitation that this low-pressure system has been bringing, but certainly not out of the woods yet when it comes to the wet weather. It's been mostly wet on this side of the province, but up to the north, that's where we find the heavier bands of snow and, of course, the cooler temperatures. We're at the freezing mark in Timmins right around now, but a lot of mild conditions down here. Look at St. Catharines nearing the double digits, 5 in Peterborough, 8 in Toronto, and 5 in London, Ontario. Now, we are seeing strong winds predominantly from the north, the northwest, so much of us across the map will be cooling down in the next few hours. And I know this hurts to hear, but Peterborough -2 should be around -5, and in Toronto should be around -1. So it's an evening of counting our blessings. How about that? We are looking at less and less of this precipitation as we head into the overnight, but we are expecting a chance of flurries around Georgian Bay, the Barrie area, also pushing potentially towards northern Durham region. And then things start to get clearer and drier as the late afternoon and evening progresses. We'll even see some breaks from those clouds the more you head towards the east. In Toronto tonight, a mix of cloud and moon in the forecast. So your overnight low 2 degrees. And as we head into tomorrow, some sunny breaks in the forecast, mostly cloudy as we head through much of the day. Your high at 7 degrees for your Sunday. Matt?
Thanks, Noor. The Lotto Max jackpot hit. Time now for a full look at your weather forecast. Weather specialist Noor Rafat is here. And Noor, you know, a lot of parades, a lot of tree lightings this weekend. Not maybe the best weather for it, though.
Yeah, certainly not, Matthew. And you know what? It's a mixed bag across the country. Some having it worse than others, but certainly a lot more rain and the dreaded S-word, snow, in the forecast in the coming days. Who will see what and when? Let's take a look. Well, we're looking at a mostly cloudy day in Toronto tomorrow, but there will be some sunny breaks on and off. It will be windy, though, gusting winds up to 45 kilometers per hour, predominantly from the west-northwest. So it's a bit of a chillier wind, and you'll certainly feel it when you're standing in the shade. Your high, though, 7 degrees, so a tad bit above our seasonal average of 5 degrees. We've been seeing, though, a cooler trend across large portions of the province. And if you think we're alone or being singled out, we're not, because we're seeing that blue extend, or that's the cold air, extend all the way through Atlantic Canada today. And take a look at what's happening over here. -12 in Calgary. By the way, their average high at around 0 degrees during this time of year. So certainly not a fun time, especially when you factor in all what's going on. This serious low pressure system dumping 25, 35 centimeters of snow in the coming days. I want to focus on our own problems, which is not a whole lot actually come tomorrow. We're going to see conditions improve when it comes to the precipitation, but as I mentioned, that chance of flurries in the morning around Georgian Bay, we could see this trickle into the Fenelon Falls area as well. Things will get drier and brighter as the afternoon progresses, and the evening clearing with those with that cloud cover, especially as you head towards the east. That will be very brief, because by Monday we'll see low pressure system number 2 out of 3, and this one will be mostly wet along parts of Lake Ontario, and as you head towards Cottage Country, some mixing involved, the snow up to the north. But as we head towards the end of the week, when we see low pressure system number 3, it's going to come with some cooler conditions. So those mild temperatures that you're seeing won't last for long, folks. Make sure you enjoy them while you can. Heading into the first week of December, well, we're going to see daytime highs into the sub-zero mark for many, and that includes in Toronto. I wish I could hide the bad news here on Saturday, but unfortunately you have to see it to prepare your wardrobe. We've got some flurries Thursday into Friday. The cooler air continues Saturday through till Sunday. Looks like Wednesday could be our sweet spot, a mix of sun and cloud, 4 for your high.
For our first look at the forecast, let's bring in weather specialist Noor Rafat.
Hey, thanks very much, Matt. Well, once again, looking at the best skyline for the best viewers tonight, something to brighten up your evening, and even better conditions when it comes to those temperatures. A mild 4 degrees outside the Toronto airport just now, still looking at lingering cloud cover. This low pressure system has been improving the past 24 hours. We're seeing less and less precipitation, and it's been mostly wet down here, but up to the north, that's where we see the snow, of course, along with the cooler temperatures. It's -2 degrees in Timmins currently at the freezing freezing mark. Sudbury and North Bay still quite mild around Lake Ontario, but temperatures will dwindle in the next few hours thanks to some of these, or with the help of some of these steady winds from the north, at times the northwest. We are expecting -2 degrees in Peterborough overnight tonight, Muskoka, but believe it or not, these are still temperatures that are milder than where we should be at around -5 in Peterborough. A low of -1 is the average overnight low in Toronto, and we won't hit that. What can we expect tomorrow? Well, we're looking at some wet flurries into the morning hours around Georgian Bay, Barrie, Caledon, Fenelon Falls. This could trickle through parts of Durham region into the afternoon, but things get brighter as the day progresses, and we're looking at periods of clear skies even as we head into the first half of your overnight. So temperatures precipitation rather certainly improving come tomorrow. We are still sticking with those single digits for quite a while. 6 degrees your high in Toronto, or actually 7 degrees. We might get to that. Windy conditions though, gusting up to 45 kilometers an hour. Matt?
Thanks, Noor. Holiday Magic returns. And it's time now for a look at your full weather forecast. Noor Rafat is here. Noor, I get twisted when it comes to these. Weather is just something everybody talks about.
Yes, and a pretty normal thing to do. Late November, heading into December, we're going to see some serious changes in the coming days. Some parts of the country have it worse than others, but do expect more rain and at times a whole lot of snow. Let's take a look. Well, there is a slight chance to see the sunshine in Toronto tomorrow. I won't promise, but it's probably going to be around the late afternoon. Mostly cloudy, but dry though. And here high 7 degrees, so a tad bit above our average 5. A bit of a wind from the west to northwest. We're seeing a cooler trend unfold across large parts of the country. That blue extending into central Canada, the east, and ever so slowly we're going to start to see those temperatures drop. We've got it bad though in the prairies. Take a look at Calgary, -12, -13 for that high tomorrow. They should be at around a high of 0 degrees. So it's not a fun time, especially with this serious low pressure system dumping up to 35 centimeters of snow in some parts of the prairies as we head into tomorrow. So yeah, did I mention we haven't even gotten into the start of winter yet? We've got snow of our own in this side of the country. You're going to start to see those wet flurries around Georgian Bay, as I mentioned, parts of Durham region and into potentially the Fenelon Falls area come tomorrow. Things get brighter and drier by the afternoon, and even as we head into Monday, it'll still be dry along the east, but very quickly in southwestern Ontario, your day begins with wet weather, and then it extends to the rest of the province. It'll be mostly wet towards southern Ontario, although we do have some mixing around the Peterborough region. This will be low pressure system 2 out of 3 in the coming days, though, and as we head into the latter half of next week, well, that rain is going to transition to snow, and that'll come with some plummeting temperatures. So these mild conditions that you're seeing in Toronto, in Windsor, Fort Erie, and to Brantford as well, well, that's not going to extend through the rest of the week. In fact, as early as Saturday, a high of -1 in Toronto, and as we head into the first few days of December, we're expecting the daytime highs to remain at below the freezing mark, so do expect to add a few more layers to your wardrobe when you're heading outside. Thursday and Friday, some flurries in the city.